In case you missed it, Elgato released an update to the Stream Deck software in December with 4 new features. This is Elgato Stream Deck 7.1. There is a 7.1.1 out now, actually, with a couple of extra bug fixes, but 7.1 is the sort of main release here. If you haven't got this already, then it's simple to do. If you just go into your Stream Deck application, click on the little cog icon at the top, that will bring up your preferences. Go into the General tab, and here you'll see check for updates. That's where you can find out if there is an update available. One thing that's always useful to do as well whenever you do an update is also go into the Devices tab and just run down through all of the Stream Decks that you have connected and just check if there is a firmware update. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. It depends on any new features, functionality that's been added in. Unlike with the software update here though, where there is a button to check for updates, with the devices, it will simply say update available if there is one available. So if you go through all of your devices and you just see the firmware version there and nothing next to it, you can assume that you're on the latest version. So then let's get on to the new features. The first new feature is, well, shall we call it a feature? It's just a new icon. So this is the new Stream Deck icon that you'll find down in your dock if you're on a Mac, or wherever you find it if you're on a PC. And also there's a slight tweak to the one that was in the menu bar of the Mac as well. It used to be a round circle with that little grid of dots in. Now it's just simply the grid of dots. So a slight change there, but that is the new icon. Another thing though that has been added in back over to those settings is that you can now disable individual Stream Decks. So you'll see here we've got my XL1 attached here and you've got enabled, but if I want to disable any of those other Stream Decks that are attached, I can simply click on the Stream Deck and then just disable it there. Now the reason why you might want to do that is if you're using any third-party software, for example like BitFocus Companion, for example, which allows you to use the Stream Deck as an input device for that piece of software. If you've got the Stream Deck software running, then it would automatically kind of take over the Stream Deck. So what this means then is you can disable them within the Stream Deck software so that they can then be used with that third-party software, but still use other Stream Decks with the Stream Deck software itself. So that's the reason for that being in there. The third addition that has been made is if you've ever tried sharing profiles, or maybe you're someone who sells profiles as digital products, one of the issues we have is that when you share those out and somebody loads them in, if they haven't also got the required plugins for those profiles, you'll just see a load of sort of question marks on those buttons and no real sort of prompt for what to do about it or how to fix it. Whereas now, every time you are sharing out a profile, any plugins that are required within that profile, the person importing them is going to be prompted to go and download that profile, that plugin. So it's really helpful if you are sharing those things out. It just makes it easier for people to install the profile and then subsequently just click to install the plugin as well. Another final feature then, which is one that I'm really happy about, it always used to be a while back that we had the Stream Deck store was kind of embedded into here and you opened it up in a separate window, and that's where we browsed for Stream Deck plugins. And then they changed to rebranded it, I guess, the Stream Deck Marketplace, where they had all sorts of other things in there as well, not just actually profiles, but icon packs and all sorts. And that was then going into a browser. Personally, I never quite liked the workflow of that. It always seemed a little bit clunky sometimes, and requesting permissions and things like that to install things. Sometimes it didn't run as smoothly as I felt it should. Well, now what you'll find is that over here on the left-hand side, we've got the keys here, which is all of the already installed plugins and their associated actions. But we've also got this plugins tab here, and it's basically got the marketplace for plugins built directly in. Now, what you'll find is when you click on it for the first time, or at any time, I should say, it's going to come up here with a selection of recommended plugins for you, but you can also just go up to the top, and if you know what plugin you're looking for, then you can search for it. So if you want to install the new plugin for whatever it is, your Amaran lights or something like that, you can just do a little search here, and then it's going to come up with the plugin just like that, and then you click to install. That is a much smoother workflow than having to go out of this app, go into the browser and doing a few clicks around to get to what you want to do. It's a lot smoother. So I really like that as a new feature. And for me, that's the best thing that they've added back in, because I never particularly like the navigating out to the marketplace. One thing you will note though is you do need to be logged into your Elgato account. So if you see up here where it's got your account details, just make sure that you have actually logged into that to begin with. Apart from that, those are the 4 new features that were added in. Short and sweet. I always used to do these updates every time there was an update for Elgato. I kind of got out of the habit of doing that and just generally making videos for YouTube, to be honest with you. But I'm going to start getting back into that, so expect to see more videos like this whenever there is a new version available. Speaking of new videos or other videos, YouTube are going to show you a video over here. And if you want to learn more about Stream Deck, you can get access to my Stream Deck Masterclass and more from just $27 a month with the Digital Stage Academy.